The mood is right. The spirit's up. We're here tonight. And that's enough. Simply having a wonderful Christmas time. Simply having a wonderful Christmas time.
Thank you, gentlemen.
That was good.
That was perfect.
Nice.
You guys handle that like pros, man.
We are pros.
Career change.
You were just stopped right there. Okay, we need a song. Open up the show. Let's get started. That's it. Done.
That's it.
Welcome, guys. Welcome to the Construction Life.
Thank you
for having us.
really
It's kind of good that it didn't snow.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it did a little bit. Yeah.
Did you have the salt?
Well, I do residential, so
Okay.
Yeah, we don't salt, but I live in Keswick,
Okay.
and we had some big drifts in Keswick, so I got about like in some spots 10, 15 centimeters.
So there was.
And then the further and then you get on the highway, and then the further you drive south, the less and less snow. And then my route is a little bit further south, which is ideal. So I can never go based off of what I see outside. I always have to make some phone calls. I call my mom.
So you did have to plow.
No, I didn't plow.
Okay, but
No.
so there was some areas that were and weren't, or like.
Well, where I live, I had to plow my house, but my route, I did not plow.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
So and nothing from where you were coming
Bolton,
from.
no, we didn't get any snow. Well, we got some, maybe a couple centimeters.
So who was
but
lying here? The Weather Network, or who was lying on?
Yeah, the Weather Network.
They always lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were saying what, 5 to 10 centimeters.
5 to 10. We got notifications.
So for all you Americans out there, that's
2 to 4 inches.
2 to 4 inches. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it is, right? But didn't snow, so you guys are here. Which
We're
is
here.
great.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for coming
Yeah.
on.
Oh, our
Yeah,
pleasure.
glad to be here.
I want to just let me share the deets for you guys. So I got Rocco and Nick here. How do you D'Angelo and then Nick? How do you pronounce your last name?
It's Soukhaniouk.
Soukhaniouk.
Yeah.
And I know how it's spelled here because Rocco told me that.
It's a crazy
It's
spelling,
like,
yeah.
So
I think I added some
Soukhaniouk.
Yeah, I think that's it.
What's the background again?
It's Ukrainian.
Yours
Italian,
is you're Italian.
Filipino.
Filipino Italian.
Yeah.
Okay. You got good food on both ends.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We love to
Not
eat.
saying that there's bad food
No,
there.
there's bad food.
Owner and operator, guys, NRX Landscaping, Inc. And the phone number to reach them is 647-622-1486. On IG, you'll find them, which is at NRX_landscaping. Email to reach them is info@nrxlandscaping.com. And then on their website is www.nrxlandscaping.com. And you guys are on Facebook as well, too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. I got to do a couple of shout outs. First off, Donnie Dosco's hoodie that he made for me when I went to Montreal to record a bunch of shows.
Nice.
I think this is like 2 years now it's going on, where I drove to Montreal and we recorded like 6 shows there.
wow.
Just to get, it was mostly brickies, Italian guys, old school guys, and it was
Yeah,
good
yeah.
conversation. So I was like, let's set it up, let's do it, and then get it out there, which is great. Some of it was in French, most of it was in Italian, a lot of it was in English.
Right on.
And everyone understood what we were saying. So I want to do some thanks outs because I just want to let people know. People have been leaving some comments on iTunes, and I just don't know exactly who they are, but I'm grateful that they are leaving some comments, which is great. So let me just share them. I got Sloney85 or something like that, which is shining a light on the important industry. TCL is a great podcast. The trades and construction are as important as ever, and the perspectives and insight from everything within and around the construction industry is welcomed. Manny is a great host, capable of carrying an entertaining and informative conversation with anybody. Very much enjoy listening. And then I've got, this is all printed. I can't remember read it. I'm sorry. Someone else. What an amazing podcast. This podcast has made a big impact on my life. Time after time, driving to work, I learned something, or just listening while working. Manny has a wide range of knowledge, and if he doesn't know something, he doesn't hesitate to ask the question, which is so true. There is so much knowledge out there for us to grasp, and this podcast make it possible for us to slap around and engineer ideas. So I want to thank the people that are leaving comments, which is great, and the show's growing, and I appreciate it. Just one more shout out. Text message from John sent me last night. Hey Manny, huge fan of the podcast. I'm a business owner from Ontario who now lives in Ohio. I do small remodels, and I've been doing a lot more tile jobs lately, and mostly self-taught tile installers. So I really enjoy the tile episodes where you guys start out knowing nothing and become great installers. We've had plenty of those guys on the show. That being said, I'm going to do a few shower installs for a women's addiction center called newlifecanada.org. And I was wondering if you had any connections with tile companies who might want to donate some tile materials or even labor, even if you had some contacts. I know you're a busy guy, so I can make the phone calls. Oh, where's the rest of this? Sorry. The center is 15 minutes north of Belleville, Ontario. Any help is appreciated. Thanks, John. John Hogan. I responded back to him this morning, and I'm gonna let him know about some contacts that I have regarding tiling. But now I want to talk over to you guys, man. So
Cool.
how old's NRX now?
We started unofficially 2015, and then we incorporated, I guess 2016 would be the like
October 2016.
no
we
2015. We started. We had our like first project 2016.
Yeah.
You guys want to take a
In
moment
April.
to get your story straight while we're
Legally?
interrogating?
Yeah, it's one. Let's say 2015, end of 2015.
How do you guys know each other?
Friends? We're just friends.
Yeah, same circles of groups. A lot of my friends from high school.
And did you guys know each other that you guys wanted to get into one of the difficult trades?
Well, this is what I've been doing this since I was in university. So when I was 18, after high school, I was looking for a summer job, and I started working, doing some hardscaping, like really kind of simple stuff, doing some lift and relays, but for another company. And then I was doing that throughout while I was in university. I graduated university. I don't know why.
What were you studying?
I have an undergrad in law and society from York.
Comes in handy in construction.
No. No,
Okay,
not at all.
no.
You asked me one thing about
Mostly
society.
theory or what?
It's mostly theory. Yeah.
How
so-
law affects society, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know, but I have a degree in it. So
Okay, all right. Well, maybe it'll come in handy one day.
one day.
Yeah.
You can
one
carry
day.
a conversation there.
Yeah.
As an
So
alumni.
so I got a job at a bank. I was a financial advisor at Scotiabank in 2012.
Okay.
And then I lost that job, and then literally the next day after I lost the job, I just started knocking on doors, and I had
To do hardscape.
To do hardscape, well, I would just go on streets. I would just walk by if I saw some pavers that were kind of unlevel and heaving. I would just knock on their door and say, "Hey, this is what I'm offering." We would do a lot of. We bought a bunch of aerators actually, and we would.
So the lawn aerating. As
Yeah,
well.
well, we knew that plan. Like the other guys doing that, but we just wanted to copy it, and it was fruitful. It was financially.
There was lots of people that needed it or they bought it.
Yeah, it was more of like a selling gig. So we
Okay.
would just like we Rocco and I would actually we did this for a couple seasons as well in like April. For 1 year.
Yeah, it was a good way to get our name out there. Like we gave our cards to everyone. So we would knock on every door, give our cards to everyone, and that kind
Yeah.
of.
Does everybody that gets into hardscaping or landscaping start in the glorious summer months? Because I don't know of anybody. I haven't met anybody that started in that trade, those two trades, in the winter months.
No.
Preparing for the summer months, I guess.
Yeah.
It's not worth it to have those door knocking going on in the dead of winter.
Well, actually, you know what? We never really thought about it because once we started our first
busy.
jobs, we were busy. We just started our first projects in April. We never. It was very rare that we did any kind of marketing. I don't think we've ever actually paid for marketing of any kind.
just door knocking, word
Just
of mouth.
door knocking,
Yeah,
giving out
yeah.
business cards. We did a lot of door knocking. So let's say we would aerate 10, 15 lawns a day. And then but every single person that we would talk to, we'd have even if they said no to the aeration, we'd give them a business card. And if we do the aeration, then we have some kind of rapport with the client now.
Yeah.
So we have a little bit of a conversation. Oh, hey, what else do you guys do? Oh, we noticed that you guys have problems over here. Here's a business card. And we did that for a little while. So we were getting these nice, small, quick projects.
It was a good place to start our foundations for
Yeah.
our name.
I was curious about, like, I know that lately we've been hearing a lot of people on the show talking about door knocking, and they just built businesses from that. And I've always been telling people, listen, man, you literally just have to start approaching people and talking.
That's it.
Whether that's door knocking or that's you bump into somebody at a place or whatever, like especially the social atmosphere that's going on. You
Yeah.
just got to go approach them and talk to them, right?
Absolutely.
But regarding the door knocking, where do you guys go? You pick a neighborhood, you would park at a certain place, and then you would just go down one whole side and literally
it.
like think that you're delivering mail and just knock on every single door.
We would knock.
That was it.
We would talk to people. Yeah. So like once you get the hang of it, maybe you get a little like in the very beginning, you'd get a little nervous, like, oh, what am I going to say? And then it becomes just automatic. You just have these fun conversations. You make fun. Like it's fun. It's fun talking to people. It's nice being social.
And then you work on your 1 minute spiel, door to door to door.
Do you guys remember what the 1 minute pitch
Well,
was like back
For the
then?
aeration,
Aeration, right?
Yeah, for the aeration, I would lie to them. So I would say to them, hey, I'm going to be working on your neighbor's house. Going to be doing the aerating for the lawn for them. I'm just checking to see if after I finish, if I have enough time, I can also do your house before I move on. And I actually have a few more houses down the street. So just let me know if you have
Then they're about to turn around and close the door, and they go, "How much are we talking about?"
Yeah, exactly.
Throw a card in the house.
I'm closing this one.
Or they'll just say no, and I'm like, wait.
Don't you want a nice lawn?
That's actually a pretty slick move. I like that. That works. That totally would work, right?
Yeah, and then once, like, you know what? This is why we're here now. We never did that whole, like, until maybe recently in the last few years. We did a few sponsored ads on Instagram and maybe Facebook, but never did any kind of.
Did you get any traction from that? Did you get clients reaching out? And
we had some people reaching out. We've got a lot of projects from Instagram, but not from our sponsored ad. Just in the past couple of years from our content, just people.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be fair. Like, I mean, you guys are doing really good work. Like, when you look at the posts, I haven't seen them in person, but you guys are not doing just standard stuff.
No.
We want to stand out. We needed to separate because everybody with a pickup truck was going and interlocking. So we knew we needed to stand out. We needed a different business model.
Yeah.
So who's coming up with the ideas? Because I know you guys are a design build. Are
Right.
you working with designers? Are you guys offering both options?
Everything in-house.
All in-house, eh?
Everything in-house.
So how do you have the conversations? Because I'm going to encourage everybody to go to your page and start looking at a lot of the
please
stuff,
do.
right? Where it's like you guys are carving out the numbers, you got carving out crosses, you're carving out, you know, mountain peaks, you're carving stone in a modern day, which is actually very impressive at that point, right?
Thank you.
So how do you guys sell that to the client?
We would start when we first started doing these designs. It was rare that somebody would approach us with an idea like, "Hey, can you put this number in our wall?" So we would kind of pitch it to them, and we would take a hit on it.
Of course.
It was
Yeah.
usually on site talking to the client. Like once we developed a kind of a familiar relationship, we would say, "You know what would look really nice here? Put a mountain there."
Yeah.
And they'd be like, okay.
And we knew that it would look amazing on our social media. So we would, like, it didn't matter to us if it took an extra day, half day. Like we
It would drive
Yeah.
consumer interest.
exactly, yeah.
We
You
would
know
look
that
at
it
it
would.
as an investment
Yeah.
towards our future.
You were never really making money profit-wise.
We were
on
not.
those details, right?
Not at the beginning, for
Because
sure.
I was
not.
like looking at it going, yeah, I know exactly how long that takes when you're taking a
Yeah.
quick cut and you're carving out a piece of stone to make the actual soldier course to
we
go
did-
around it.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it takes a long time. Like for the mountain, we did. There's a couple of videos of how the process, and you literally had to lay out the whole thing like 3 or 4 different times.
Yeah.
it takes a long time.
It's almost like silk screening, man, for stone.
yeah,
You're doing layers.
yeah. That's exactly what it is.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Because, but the thing is, you're silk screening stone. Like you're carving out stone every
yeah,
layer, right?
And like not just like the thin stone. These are like 3-inch pavers. Like,
Yeah.
it's time consuming, but we have a group of guys that really like are into it as well. So
Young guys.
young guys, yeah. We have one guy. His name is Kevin, and he's been with us since the beginning, 2016. So he was, I guess, 17 or 18 when he started.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's incredible.
So he's still a young guy.
He's 26. He's incredible.
And he's been learning as he's been going along with
yeah,
you guys?
he's probably like, in my opinion, one of the best there is. Yeah.
And he's passionate about it, which is great. Like he's
Well, it's
okay
worked.
making the extra.
Yeah, and then
extra cuts.
the way that we do our hiring is we kind of let, hey, Kevin, get some of your buddies to come on board.
And
we
they're
know,
interested?
Well, we know what Kevin's like. Kevin's really responsible. He's like, if he was your son, you would be proud, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then so that's how. And then I said, Kevin, you probably have a really good group of friends. Let's see what they have to bring to the
And
company.
were they?
They're amazing.
Yeah.
All of
yeah. Yeah.
So you guys lucked out.
We lucked out. Huge, yeah.
We definitely count our blessings. Yeah.
So how many people on the crew now?
It's depending on what time of the year it is. Right now, it's just 5.
Okay.
But at times in the summer, before they go back to school, we have upwards 8, 9 guys, and we have 2 crews going on.
It's a dirty job. Like, I mean, I know you guys are still conscious of PPE and everything like that, but it's still a dirty job when you guys come in. Mounds of skids of material, raw, squares, and then all of a sudden you guys come in and start laying everything out, right? And get working on it. But it's not the easiest job for a late teen, early 20-year-old individual, right?
Employees they're very hard to find. Like nobody wants to get their hands dirty. Nobody wants to go home muddy.
Yeah, but I gotta say for what we do, it's not it's different. It's different from the guys that are just putting out a driveway in a day.
Yeah, you guys are pushing a little, like, this will be a great opportunity to pull this idea off.
Exactly,
Yeah,
but it's also like it's labor intensive, but it's not as labor intensive on your back. Let's say I don't have the guys just taking like pavers off the skids and just laying them down nonstop all day. That's tough. That's tough on the back. That gets you really sore. So there's time to break. Okay, you sit down. Well, you mark everything out. You look at everything, make sure everything fits. It's not. If it gets a little bit easier on the body, yeah, there's a lot more mental thought involved. But like physically, it's not as intensive as some of the guys that really push out a lot of volume.
Yeah, we try and flex our creative muscles quite a bit more on site.
Yeah, I would last longer in your business and your business model and how you guys have done it
for sure.
because of the creative components that you're attaching to standardized stuff, right?
Yes.
It's not a standard paver. It's not a standard anything when you look at it versus a company that just pumps out the driveways, pumps out the walkways.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're like, this is boring. It's like, this is another one.
It's
get
boring.
it.
Yeah, that's why it's not like I can't. When I see the companies that do that, I don't understand how they can stay in the business.
Volume. I guess it's just volume.
Well, I get it.
exactly.
I get it's a business, but there's no passion there. I don't like. For me, I'm so passionate about what I do. It's like I live and breathe it. I dream about it. I think about it at night. I go home. I look at other people's landscapes. I get really excited about it. I love what I do.
Yeah, Nick does most of the designs, and you can see his creativity and his passion come out in the designs.
You guys are still on the tools and you're carving and you're
Yeah.
laying. You're both.
Yeah, not as much. Yeah, for sure, not as
but
much.
you guys are still there, huh?
But we're still there. Yeah.
Techno metal post screw piles are installed by our trained certified professionals using specially designed hydraulic machines. The piles are augured in until they reach a specified torque and depth, allowing our installers to determine the load bearing capacity for their structure. Helical pile foundations are made from hollow structural steel HHS that is compliant with ASTM A500 grade C. They are designed, tested, fabricated, and installed in compliance with Canadian, European, and U.S. building codes. When compared to bolted coupling in similar products, TMP's fully welded couplings ranked above the others and provided maximum strength, rigidity, and enhanced buckling resistance. Different shaft and helical blade sizes are available to accommodate the needs of structural support and site soil conditions. Our engineering department provides assistance to determine the appropriate sizes for specified project types. Reach out to them at www.technometalpost.com for your next project. Yeah. So whose home was that had the vertical, the Greek pattern or something like that? I'm assuming he's European, but then there's also a fire pit. Then there's
the sunken fire pit.
The sunken fire pit. Then there's a pond,
a pool.
There's a pool there.
It's a swim spot. Like
so I don't like. They just hate grass. Like there's not a single ounce of grass.
Yeah. Well, now there is actually. There's a little bit of grass.
They didn't want any maintenance. That was the thing.
That was the whole thing.
Yeah.
So the whole yard was filled up, and it must have been pallets on top of pallets on top of pallets.
Yeah, there was probably like 80 pallets of product.
Yeah, because basically you did the backyard.
Yeah.
Then you did. Did you do both walkways?
We did one walkway. We did
one walkway.
The front of that one. The front of the house has the 3 walls. With and then one of them has the 42 in there.
Yeah, the number.
Yeah. So that's all the same project. It was that's.
So who's the what heritage are we talking about? Background here, the family.
Well, they're Jamaican.
They're Jamaican.
Yeah, Jamaican, and I think she's Jamaican from Trinidad. Or
wow.
Yeah.
I would have assumed European with all that stonework.
No. Yeah, they're really cool. They're awesome.
That's pretty cool. They, basically, so how did that project start when they approached
Instagram?
You guys?
Yeah, that was an Instagram. That was our.
But did it start with like the plan that okay, we want the backyard done, we want the side, we want the front?
They wanted everything.
They wanted everything.
They wanted everything done.
A couple of years ago, they had drawings from a landscape architect, so they gave us the drawings, and we kind of used that as our template, and then just
so it showed where they want a fire pit, where they want like a swim spot, but then we did all the design work on the inlays and everything.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you guys, because you probably know this more than I do, fire pit rules.
Yep.
Are you allowed to have a natural gas fire pit or a wood burning fire pit in a backyard in a suburban?
It all depends on where.
How far away from the home or how far away from combustible?
And each municipality has their own
rules, right?
So most places you're not allowed to have
wood burning.
open wood.
Yeah.
But a gas
one, it's essentially like a barbecue.
It's a controlled
So you get
flame.
the pizza oven idea. That's what I've heard. I've heard that if you label it a pizza oven, make it look like a pizza oven.
even a barbecue, like a gas barbecue, there's absolutely no difference to it. Yeah. The way it functions, the way.
So as long as it's gas, but not wood burning.
Wood burning, yeah. Then wood burning, it's not controlled.
But
well, like Keswick, you can get away with wood burning.
I don't think so.
it's wood surrounded by stone.
Yeah, I understand. I think it's a lot of it has to do with this. I know, I agree. I think a lot of it has to do with the smoke, and there's obviously setbacks for the wood burning. You want to stay.
From combustible items, right?
Yeah,
They
from the
want it away
fence.
from the home, and then by the time you get an average backyard in an urban environment, you're already to plant it. You're too far away from the home, and you're too close to the fence.
Yeah.
and so now you're stuck, so you can't do it.
Yeah, yeah. That's why lately we did one wood burning in Keswick this year, and that was like a huge lot, and it was right in smack dab in the middle. So there's no combustible materials anywhere around it. So that one was well within the limits.
Can you park a gas fireplace outdoor next to the home?
Yeah. We've done it.
I guess it's just like a
in
barbecue.
feature wall.
Yeah.
We've done it in a feature wall, like a gas fireplace. We did one inside of a cabana in a feature wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just vented out through the roof.
Basically, like an indoor fireplace that's vented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same
So
idea.
I guess their argument is the smoke, right?
I think smoke is a
That's
big
what I
thing.
think.
Yeah.
But I guess just tell everybody that just check your municipal bylaw.
Exactly.
right,
Always
right.
check. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
always
then
check.
go from there. Because I like what you guys are doing and I'm sure that you saw the uptick when it came to the whole pandemic bullshit years, right? That more and more people wanted to get outside. Like I'm sure they're looking at that one Jamaican client's backyard going, that's what I want. I
Yeah.
wanted that during those years. So
Oh,
then
yeah.
I could have
Right.
done whatever I wanted to do backyard and not be stuck in my box.
Yeah.
There was quite a big boom during the pandemic where
It was
everybody
huge.
wanted to invest inside of their home or outside of their home instead of going on vacation. So
Well, they wanted a vacation
yeah,
at their house.
Basically, yeah. But they wanted it to last a long time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So sorry?
We had one client in Forest Hill where they didn't want to spend time at a cottage. They're like, we can buy a cottage, but then we're gonna have to go there, all the maintenance. So let's put our cottage in our backyard. And then we were it
Jen
was a
Harrell?
fun. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a cool one. We did. I don't know if you saw. We did one where we laid out a basketball, like the dimensions of a basketball free throw line.
No, I
Did
didn't
it
see that
in
one.
pavers. It was cool. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It was a cool one.
All lights, yeah. Fire pit and then fireplace we did as well.
Do you guys get into building the pergolas as well too? Or
Yeah.
So you're doing the pergolas as well?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there was that one pergola.
There's
that I saw-
the one thing that we don't do on the pergolas is the aluminum, the wrapping.
Yeah, so all the capping stuff.
Yeah, but
Just
we
get them
build
to-
the whole. We build
you
the whole
frame
thing.
it out, get it all
We framed
prepared.
it.
Yeah.
For that one, we used like 8x12 Douglas fir beams. Like these were big boys with
Yeah.
the
From out west.
Yeah, these are
Shipped.
Yeah, they're huge, and like
They're heavy.
We didn't know, and mind you, the access isn't where we could fit a machine that would kind of crane it up for us. So we created like a jig where it was
It was
like
like a pulley system.
a pulley system to get the beams up onto the posts, and the posts were big too.
So what the Egyptians did with the pyramid.
yeah,
Basically what you guys
whatever they
do,
did, yeah,
right?
yeah. Whatever they did, we did that.
While the aliens were helping them, right?
Yeah,
Put it all
yeah.
together. No,
Yeah.
but you have to get creative at that point.
We do, yeah. There's a
'Cause they're
lot of
heavy.
things. Like even like the barbecue slabs that we use, some of them are 4x8, right? So that's 32 square feet of 2-inch stone of limestone, and these things are, I don't know, like if I had to guess, 1,200 pounds. So once you get them into the backyard, in order to get them up, we got to get 6 guys using all their might and like with
Yeah.
varying degrees of strength with these guys. Yeah.
Are you guys like I noticed are you guys the only hardscaping crew out there that's going down the electrical aisle and taking out all the conduit for hardscaping? Because you guys are using it for radiuses. All I see is all like 3/4 inch conduit, which is a clever idea. It's absolutely a clever idea where you have that conduit there, you put a screw through it, and now you can create the perfect radius.
And
for
then we
whatever you want to do.
we can reuse that
Yes,
conduit. So
yes.
we would, depending on the size of the radius, we just put a different hole.
Yeah.
So we have our initial hole from the beginning,
Yeah,
in the middle,
I know.
and then whatever. Like so, we would use the same thing for the same circle. If you want to create 2 different borders, we make a hole at 6 feet, we make a hole at 8 feet, and then you got your double line there. It's perfect.
and then we sell it back.
You can bring it back. There's a hole in this.
Yeah.
There's a hole in this, man.
It's actually worth way more now. Yeah.
No, but now you can patent it. It could be like an NRX.
Yeah.
kind
It's a
of
very
tool.
unique
This is an
tool.
official tool, right?
Yeah.
No, you guys are doing that. And it's not that you're just doing the dry lay. You're doing the wet lay as well, too, right?
Yeah, we do a lot of wet lay.
So that's all. Like, I mean,
Our flagstone is almost exclusively wet lay. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
which is not. It's all about the base, right? Like you guys.
Yeah, we
you
do it
have
on
this
concrete base every time.
every time, right?
Yeah.
Are you guys getting into? Are you seeing clients asking for dry lay on concrete base?
Dry lay on concrete base? No.
No.
Dry lay, like a
Build
put
your
the paver-
concrete base.
and then put the pavers. Oh yeah, and then you put like a half inch of sand or whatever.
Yeah.
And then mortar the perimeter.
Have
around.
you guys had clients asking for that?
No, well, we have, but the thing is with that is the water penetration. I don't want the water to sit on the concrete.
If there's a slope.
If there's a slope, yeah, like on a porch, like
Yeah, usually, I mean, driveway slope, but porches are not going to be sloped.
you're thinking like a concrete, yeah. So we haven't had too much of that, but we have some projects for next year.
Yeah.
Where we're doing heated, so we're going to do a concrete base.
So you have to do a concrete base for that point.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
one of the cool things now we started using is Trass with Romex.
Yeah, so the Romex products, right?
The Romex Trass is incredible. So
That's okay. You guys explain that because I've only seen what it is, but what is it exactly? It's a permeable product, right?
It creates like a permeable concrete surface. So
How do you mix it on site?
you mix it on site 5-to-1 with HUB or 4-to-1 with HUB. So you put it in the mixer, put a little bit of water in. I think it's 4 buckets of HUB to 1 bucket of Trass.
What's your work time?
It's a lot.
Okay, all right. There's no rush, right?
So we did 400 square feet of Trass underneath an artificial turf area, and we did that. It took us, well, let's say a day for the base, just for the screening the base.
But then it's permanent. Like you put
It's
it down.
permanent,
and that's
yeah, and, like, we
permanent.
did
It's
some
permeable.
And when it hardens,
Like a fire truck.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
fire truck rated.
and you can still pour water, and it's gonna go.
It's going right,
Right
through.
through.
And the cool thing is with that, if you use the Trass, you can put in 1-inch porcelain on a driveway, and it's not going to crack.
Yeah.
So
you,
that base,
Yeah.
is the
and then you back butter the porcelain with their like thin set. It's what Romex is.
so they make their own thin set too.
Yeah,
if you wanna
that
do a wet
bonds.
lay.
Exactly. That's also permeable. That bonds to the Trass, and then it's all done in a wet
This is
lay.
all German technology,
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
and it just
So they've been in Germany for 30 years, and they just started penetrating the Canadian market.
North American. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So
No, I think I heard about it from you guys. I saw it on your page, and I
crazy.
was like, "What is this all about?"
It's
right?
unbelievable.
yeah, and like not a lot of people know about it.
Well, because
like,
if you talk to Sparkies, Romex is Romex, which is cable.
Right. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
but Romex there it's spelled the same way, I think, right?
It's the same thing.
ROMEX,
Yeah.
right? It's the same thing. But
Yeah.
when I was looking at it, I was going, you guys were doing videos about pouring water on it. I didn't know that you can lay stuff right on top of it as well.
You with the back butter system, you literally do it all in one shot. So, you'll do the. It's still kind of wet, and then it takes about a day or two to harden in ideal temperatures, and then once it hardens, fire truck.
You know what it's like? It's like old school Italian over there, the way they used to do the dry pack and lay the stones on top of the
Yeah.
wet dry pack before it settled. That's what it
Is
seems
that
like.
is that stuff permeable?
It's not permeable though.
Yeah,
Similar method.
This is the huge. This is the
Yeah,
big
that's
selling
the
point,
big difference,
that it's
right?
permeable. So you're doing an open graded base below the Trass. So you're using for a driveway, you'll use 12 inches of 3/4 clear compact.
Yeah.
and then you use the 3 inches of Trass, and
Yeah.
then you're set. You can put a fire truck on there, and with the Trass, with the back buttering system, it's 10-year warranty from Romex, which is unbelievable.
With our harsh winters and everything,
Yeah.
like it's flexible then.
Yeah, well, I don't- yeah.
you got to cut joints.
Yeah, you cut stress joints.
Yeah.
We've so after you do the laying, you can just trowel it in, some stress joints.
So it seems
Yeah.
like a no-brainer. I mean, is it expensive?
Yeah,
It's a premium product.
it's a premium
You
product.
need the right clients.
Yeah, you need the right.
Yeah,
client.
no, but it's a premium product.
It'll,
but
it'll
yeah.
add about.
It makes sense.
Yeah, it'll add about $7 to $8 a square foot.
it's not crazy when you're dealing with certain
Yeah.
stones that you guys
When
are
you're
using.
using exactly, it's
right?
not
For sure.
crazy.
It's an investment for the client. Like, do you want? Then there's no repairs, and then you can just leave it and 10-year warranty.
Yeah.
Color-wise, what is it? Is it just a one color?
Well, it doesn't matter the color because the jointing material is completely different.
No, but if you're laying it, I know you guys did a project where you carved out an existing pad.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
yes,
a
yes,
different
yes.
product. That's gravel binding.
Oh, okay, I didn't know
Yeah.
that. I thought that
It's
was,
also Romex.
It's also Romex.
yeah.
Also Romex. So the
How many
gravel,
products do these guys
a
like?
bunch. They have a bunch of jointing products.
Oh, okay. So that comes in different colors.
So no, the gravel. The
What is
gravel,
it? Like-
the gravel
like,
binding is just
we have any color for you, but it's got to be black.
no.
That's
The
what
gravel
it is.
binding is just a solution, and then you got to get your own aggregate.
Oh, and that's where the HPV. So you're
Exactly.
mixing
Yeah,
it together.
Exactly. Well, this one
Exactly,
we
yeah.
used. It's from Colored Aggregates, local company, and then they'll sell you the clean aggregate. It has to be really clean.
Yeah.
So this one was like a black chip.
Okay,
they have
I
a
got
variety
it.
of
So
colors.
that's how you.
Yeah, it was a
So
nice
you,
brand.
you can get whatever you can do, like really clean white pebbles, right? And you can mix it with the gravel binding, and it's completely permeable. So this was really cool what we did with the concrete, because there was cracks all the way through, and then it was really unattractive. So instead of, and then we had there's an open graded base below it and plus a pipe, so we knew that the water penetrates through it, it'll get out to daylight. So all we had to do is remove the cracks. So we created like a river aesthetic.
Yeah.
And then we filled that in with the gravel binding.
Yeah.
So then all that water, I have some really cool videos when I'm pressure washing the patio now.
It all goes
and
through
it just disappears right into there. There's no pooling. It saved the patio.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they mentioned yesterday they had some rain. They were over here in Burlington. They had some rain over the weekend, and everything was draining properly again.
It's perfect.
I remember
we saved their backyard with this, honestly.
Which makes a lot of sense. And I know that permeable, that word in hardscaping and landscaping is like a trendy word to use.
Yeah.
When they first started introducing pavers that were permeable, I was like, why is the joint almost as big as a stone?
Well, that's the only thing. You're just getting a bigger joint.
You guys know any women with stilettos? Like, that, you guys realize what's about to happen here?
Yeah.
Like, this is a dangerous situation.
Right.
But then they started fixing those up. And I know that Unilock now, earlier this year, they introduced the old school European looking cobblestone, the old granite marble ones. Rules, compliance, regulations. These are super critical things. We use tools that require high safety standards. We have to meet compliance and regulations at all times, not just for governmental issues. But actually, if we don't, we're risking our own employees. Every tool requires a different kind of training and understanding of how to operate it safely. Every rule needs to be fully understood, who's qualified to do certain jobs and who's not. All these are important things we managers must take care of to keep safety high at all times. Now, getting it done is way harder than talking about it. But luckily, there's a platform I found that can help out with everything I just mentioned. A great software called Connect Team, which has training and quizzes that you can build in any way you'd like to make sure your employees always know how to handle certain tools. You can see who's done a certain course of quiz, who didn't complete it and can't work with a certain tool until they do. You also have the ability for an update if there's a new regulation you need everybody to be aware of ASAP. And also an easy overview screen to see who saw it. Plus, their schedule allows you to add limitations for certain jobs, so if one of your employees is not qualified to do a certain job, the system will automatically notify you about it. The platform offers a lot more, such as easy access to playbooks or hazard reports. Just check them out for yourself. Connect Team has a free plan and a 14-day free trial. Try them today by checking out the link in the show notes. They made a man-made version of it.
Oh, I think
the little Nordic cobble. That job.
Yeah,
we used it on that.
I
job.
was asking for that 15 years ago when I got into construction.
Cool.
Because I'm European, so I see it there, right?
I think they're changing up the texture of it,
which is good.
Yeah, it's really nice.
I guess the problem was they didn't. I guess my argument with Romex is they've been doing it for 30 years and it just arrived into North America now.
Yeah,
and we're so behind regarding.
Yeah.
Do you ever watch like what's going on in the UK for hardscaping at all?
Oh, there's some insane shit.
They have this product, something called Easy Flow and Flow Joint. Anyways, it's unbelievable. Like I don't even know how to describe it.
Because they work with stone all the time.
Yeah, but it's like their installation methods are completely different. Mind you, their climate's different, but
yeah,
their installation methods are like 10 years ago is what we're doing now, like just getting into now. Mm-hmm. And we've been doing open graded bases since we started the company together. So 2015, like we live and breathe open graded base. We don't use any.
Where did you guys get all your knowledge from? Because you kind of just fell
since I was 18, I was doing it.
And you're doing the homework and everything.
Well, yeah, I was working for a company every summer.
Yeah.
And then I was taught, I'm going to say incorrectly, but like things that I wouldn't do now. But I would be using screening and compacting our 3/4
a bag of gravel.
Yeah. So a 3/4 crusher on, and then put the screening on top, and then we would compact it and we wouldn't even use screening rails back then. We were just like, we had our boss with the big giant rake at the loop.
Yeah, I remember that.
And he would just, okay, guys, put it down.
Looks good to me.
Yeah,
good.
Yeah. So, but like at least from there, I got the basics. So I learned how to cut. I learned how to I know what's what. I knew that like the process more or less, and then I would do. I'm one of the guys with these guys that is constantly trying to learn.
Yeah.
So I'm always I'm part of a bunch of groups online, and I'm always watching what everybody else is doing. I want to see what they're doing differently, how I can improve. So every year we're trying something new out. We're trying something different, and like every year, like we just started a few years ago, started putting in our geotextiles and our like using our geogrids for our actual pavers as well. Like
and the culture at work is great too, because the guys, they'll also ask a lot of questions and figure out ways to improve
They'll go
building
online
methods.
and do
Yeah.
some
Yeah,
homework
exactly.
as well.
So it's more of a conversation instead of, okay, this is what we're going to do and this is how we're going to do it. Like they'll ask a lot of questions. They'll make their own suggestions as well.
How do you guys tackle? Because when I was watching, are they 3-inch thick stones for your countertops for your outdoor kitchens?
2.
They're 2-inch, right?
Yeah.
And you guys are cutting them with quick cuts and
Yeah.
also small grinders to get intricate corners, right? How do you guys start that, man? Like that's just like it's insane to me. It's insane.
Yeah, just got to do it.
Just start drawing it
That's
out.
You guys come up with a line. You
Keep
draw
your
the
fingers
line.
crossed. Yeah, we do a lot of measuring. We'll put the
Nobody mess up and all of a sudden have to get another piece of stone. Like you guys are doing like
No,
insane.
it hasn't
cuts.
happened yet.
Well, some things you guys started doing this year was actually making cardboard templates.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I saw that with the 42
Yeah.
Yeah, with the
because that was
42.
really really tight, right?
Well, we had some like intricate cuts where we had to put a coping, and it had to wrap around like a PVC pipe, and around there was a post as well. So I had to put it. We made a cardboard template that kind of fit right into there. We would cut out a little bit more, adjust the cardboard until it fit perfectly. Took the cardboard off, put it on the stone, traced it all out, and cut it, and it fit perfect.
Am I crazy to ask you guys to like listen? I think I've shared this on the show where all the keys for the water supply generally end up in the driveway or right next to the driveway on the front lawn, right?
Yeah.
But if they end up in the driveway, you'll get the lazy paver guys.
No, we core it out.
You core it out, yeah.
Every single time.
But am I crazy to talk about? Can we start coring them out, tap it down a tiny bit,
And put a little piece on top. You're onto something.
The only thing is I don't know if the
Yeah, I don't know-
city
I don't know.
bylaws will
I don't
allow
know,
it because they need
fuck
to
the
be able
city.
to.
Like, so I'm not saying to adhere it to the top. I'm
Yeah.
saying to let it settle right on top there. So now it's completely gone, and all you're seeing is a circle.
I mean,
and when you need to access it, like when's the last time you had to access your key?
Never.
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 No one has
I've never heard of anybody.
But
Actually, once
you lift
with
it
Jen, I
up.
had to access
You
it.
would just
Oh,
lift it
really?
up. I would just lift it up
Yeah.
and then access the key.
Like a
Yeah.
skimmer, like a pool
Yeah.
skimmer, like one of those high
yeah,
skimmers.
like maybe make it an inch thick or something like that. Because my concern, I guess, if you drive over it or you step on it, if
crack.
there's a pebble, it's gonna crack,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So maybe it's almost like a coaster or some shit like that. But
Yeah.
I just figured that it would be a nice way to hide it. But that's taking it to a different level.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know
like
if
it.
That's
Like
too
this,
much, but
like the city, they have their hands on everything, and they have
yeah,
so much
they'll
red
have to
tape.
contact us to figure out where it is.
as you stand there and you're looking at the transformer that's covered in bushes
Yeah.
of like really dense needle piercing bushes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about that? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Which I've seen hydro guys going, this is a pain in the ass, and start chopping it off with the Sawzall, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they have to access
and
it.
then you'll get fined.
Probably, yeah, because they have to rebuild or put it. I don't know, something will happen. You have to pay for the band-aids for the guy, the trauma hydro guy, to put it on his fingers. But no, I'm just thinking because that's what you guys are doing. I've seen you guys do, like the mountain's cool, the sunrise with the little holes in the front, in the
Yeah.
front step, like
yeah.
that was wet laid. Like I'm trying to think, and also, it's not only that you're doing the side walkways. You're not even doing them with large pavers. You're doing them with small linear pavers, and you're like, I know exactly how long it takes to get to that point, right?
Yeah.
It's insane, but it's like the work is there. Like you
Yeah.
see the quality, so people just buy into it, right?
Yeah, and more like I think there's a reason. Like a lot of guys I know personally had kind of a slow season, and we're booking into like well into next year. Like
Did we have a lot of rain this year? No, I don't.
I don't think so.
don't
It
think
didn't
so.
stand
No,
out.
yeah.
Maybe like bursts of rain.
I think we still managed to work. I don't think we took a day off. Maybe one or two.
Well, like
tops.
we would
Pop a tent and start carving and getting things ready, right?
A lot of times, yeah, we would. There
Yeah.
was one at Tasha's job. We set up. After we installed the basketball net, we put a tarp, tied it to the basketball net to the fence, and then had our IQ saw running underneath, cutting in pavers.
You know what I used to do with my like first year of construction, where you get invited to all the trade events, and it's just the same thing over and over. But it's all these pop-up tents everywhere, and they have all their little products, and you get all the tool brands will be there, and they're showing off their products.
Yeah.
The first year, I was always going into the tents, and I'd be like, "That's a good-looking tent.
Yeah.
You guys want to get rid of this tent? I'll take it off your hands, man."
Look at this brand new battery powered saw. He goes,
I don't give a shit.
Look at
Can I have
that
the
fucking
tent,
tent.
man? I want the tent. I think
Yeah.
every contractor wants a tent, man, or even more than one tent,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
because they come in, especially in your
Oh,
trade.
for sure.
Yeah. We bought some shitty tents.
And those brands, they buy good quality
Yeah,
tents,
those are good
right?
tents, yeah.
Yeah.
They'll last a windstorm. All you got to do is just peg it down, and
Yeah.
then you're good, right?
We've gone through our
Well,
first
I guess there's guys that work throughout the winter with those tents just to get some heaters underneath.
That's why.
We tried to do some excavation last year, and it was okay. But like I think we're trying to figure out.
There's a
ways
cutoff point.
There was a cutoff. Well, we were excavating in January, February. Yeah, we try.
But then the only thing is when the snow melts or we have a rain, then it fills up with
water. Yeah, especially if there's clay. That water's not going anywhere.
No, and now you're pumping.
Yeah, we're pumping.
Which is not the funnest, especially in that weather, that condition.
Yeah, and then then you just gotta wait till you're gonna be waiting till April anyways.
How are you guys? Because I love that you guys are also integrating lighting.
Yeah,
like this is, and you guys are doing it smart. Like I've seen the bad lighting on hardscaping. I've seen the bad lighting in soffits. I've seen the bad lighting.
Yeah.
People think they live in convenience stores sometimes. Like they have to have a certain amount of lights shining on a certain amount of things, and all you need is an open sign at that point, right? But you guys are doing lighting the way it should be done, where it's just highlighting things in the evening.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's what it's about.
Yeah. Well, we try to take lighting and we try to have a little fun with it. We did a job where, and it's like a little kind of Easter egg. We put it in a little dipper in one of our sites.
Okay.
So like we went, we saw the little dipper, like we like took pictures of it and we made sure it's like mathematically accurate and we put it into.
I didn't see that one. Really?
It's in the same job actually, the same job with the sunken fire pit.
We wanted the client to be able to see the little dipper when she looked out her window.
Yeah, from their window.
See, that's clever. That's a nice little touch. Where was it positioned in that layout?
Right in the back, the very furthest part of the backyard.
Okay, yeah, I got it.
Yeah,
and it wasn't overwhelming, which is nice.
It wasn't, no. And because they play a little, we put a little basketball net there as well, like an in-ground one, and they use the lighting quite a bit. Like the kids will play till like 10, 11 o'clock, and she says that's enough light to see the basketball.
The only other thing that I would suggest on that particular yard, it's got nothing really to do with you guys, is to stain the fence black.
Yeah.
Because I was taught that
not
in
just
my
the
early
fence,
years,
but the shed there as well would have looked
black. Because at night the fence line disappears. That's
cool.
why you would stain it black, right?
Yeah.
And it was John Witt that actually, he does a lot of staining of decking and all kinds of boards.
Yeah.
And he's like, the moment you do that at night in a backyard, especially a tight backyard, you're sitting there, you don't see where the fence line is.
That's cool.
So it feels a little bit better. But I mean, if it stays PT or whatever, then you see the PT all the time.
No, that's really cool, especially if you can integrate some kind of lighting as well into there. And then you get then you get. Well, have you ever seen any kind of like a starry night on a vertical? Like if you do like a feature wall, like a feature fence wall.
I see a lot of poor man's version of that with the Christmas lights being hung on tree lines, and it just looks like Christmas lights hanging on tree lines or fence lines, right?
Well, Inlight, they have the little like the little puck lights, but they have like a little half lid over, so it doesn't beam directly into your eyes.
So it's actually it cascades down.
It cascades down. Yeah, it's not an eyesore.
Yeah,
literally. When you
those are nice ideas. These are great ideas because that adds to the value of using it at night now, right?
Exactly.
Well, for Sasha, like I know she wanted to do composite board fencing and wanted to turn all black and then do all the lights. I think that'll be another phase of the project.
That would be,
it adds up.
Well, I don't doubt. I mean, that must have been a nice 6-figure gig there because that was a good job. There was a bunch of stuff going on there, right?
Yeah.
So totally. But
just even that little swim spa, that was shotcrete, so it was sprayed in.
What was the size of that?
It's not big, but it was expensive.
Was it
8 by 12 on the interior?
So is it a lap kind of? No, what is it?
8 by 12. It's like a hot tub.
It's like a giant hot tub.
They can use it. They can use it year round.
Yeah, 400K BTU heater in it.
So you guys had to hide all that and run it underneath or run it around. And plan all that stuff. Right?
There's a lot of trenching in that.
And then trenching, for the fire pit as well too, because you went down like what 2-3 feet.
Yeah, and everything has to be separated.
Underneath the fire pit, there's about 4 feet of aggregate below that. So when we dug it out, it was actually deeper than the pool.
You're creating French drains underneath everything then?
There's a sump pump.
Yeah. There's a sump pump?
Yeah, we put in a sump pump.
Holy cow, you guys ain't messing around at that point, right?
We put a sump pump and it's shooting out in the swale, like in the front of the house.
Yeah. Water the lawn.
Yeah.
Which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Well, our biggest job is getting rid of water wherever it is.
Yeah.
That must have been a pain. How did you guys move all that earth? Wheelbarrow?
No, well, we have that was decent. Like
it was tight on the sides, no?
Yeah, so we have about, let's say, 42 inches. We have an MT100.
Okay, so you can get it out that way.
Yeah, so we got our MT100, the little Bobcat stand behind.
Our excavator, E20.
E20 excavator, so we can got tight enough so we can fit into the back. I mean, that's a lot of excavation. We probably got, 15, 16 bins worth of dirt out of there.
It makes sense, yeah.
And then we did that all with like a track dumper, like a KC120. The one with the tilt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here comes the toys.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. And they start adding up more than a Sawzall, right? Like they're just like you get those toys, and then you got to maintain them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to maintain it
The
right
main-
now.
the
Actually, yeah.
maintenance.
You got to get them all ready for the new seasons
Exactly.
Yeah,
come
they're-
next year, which is
yeah.
going to happen real fast before you know it.
Yeah.
Even though we just started seeing a little bit of snow today.
We just finished yesterday.
You what?
We just finished yesterday. Or
Last
season.
day?
Our season, yeah.
Well, we have to go pick up some tools actually after
Yeah,
this.
after this, yeah.
From where? Where do you guys go?
Burlington. We just
Okay.
finished a job in
Yeah.
Burlington, yeah.
Time to sign up for Phil, the free construction marketplace and load tracking app for developers, engineers, and all contractors working in the civil construction industry. One other thing to mention is business and facility listings. Phil has the most complete database of quarries, pits, plants, and depots in Ontario, including all of the big names. So if you're looking for concrete, stone, asphalt, whatever, you'll be able to find it. You can also add your business listing or claim it. It might already be on the map. Sign up for free on the website at www.getphil.app. That's www.getphil.app. You can also search Phil in the App Store. So I know that you mentioned you guys like the IQ, the saw.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Very user friendly. You can teach anyone to use it. It's very easy.
That exactly. So that's the thing. So with the quick cut, there's only one or two guys who can really work the quick cut really well. But you,
To balance it.
yeah. So but but the IQ, anybody can go up there and just slide it.
Is it really dustless?
That's a funny
to
story.
a certain extent.
Well, it's like dust hyphenated less.
It's way less dust.
Okay.
It's way less dust, and if you're constantly cleaning and the filter and you're cleaning the canister of all the
Bin,
dust,
yeah.
then yeah,
It's good.
It's way better. And you know what? Like even just a little bit of help for our guys. It's huge, and especially in the job site in the back. We don't want clouds of dust for the neighbors.
No.
It helps a lot.
People think
yeah.
that makes for a great Instagram post, right? As they're walking through the cloud of smoke and
Yeah,
yeah. A little bit of COPD.
Get the Milwaukee light behind me. I need some backlight behind me, so it looks a bit like
That's
I
right,
look
yeah.
like a warrior coming out of the trenches, right?
I did one of those photos.
I think everybody does one of those posts. Carpenters do it with sawdust. You guys do it with all kinds of concrete dust and everything like that. But no, I like the machines, but I agree with you. It's easier to use.
Yeah.
So people
Yeah.
get it. What's the width of it? Like how big of a stone can you work on that?
24 inches.
24, huh?
Yeah, yeah. So the 24 lengthwise, the width. I think you're kind of
What's
on the one
on the
side.
offside? Yeah, the arm, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, on the arm side you can go as long as you want, but on the one where the actual
You're limited to what, 16 or so?
I think a little less.
Yeah,
A little less than that.
yeah.
But you just figure out your cuts.
Yeah, you just do one way and then you just flip it and you do the other way. But it's like it's rare that we're cutting stones that big with the IQ. If it's a really long, big stone, just cut it with a quick cut. But like little pieces, if we're using like a copthorn or like little
Town hall.
then we just nonstop drew miters. It's perfect.
Oh, it's beautiful, man.
Pool copings, it's
Yeah,
perfect.
it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Cutting the hex into the town hall was fun.
Yeah.
A lot of IQ work.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw
yeah.
that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was that one as well. Yeah, because that's just intricate shit, man. You guys are
Yeah.
just
Small little.
well. I respect it because the thing is, early in my career, I had a stone fabricator teach me that anything you can cut with wood, I can cut with stone.
Mm-hmm.
There isn't a single thing that I can't do that you can do with wood that I can do with stone.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what you guys are doing. So you're challenged, but it's not stopping you
I
from
love the challenges,
cutting
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we can cut that. We can figure it out because
Yeah.
there's tools, like you said, core, small grinder, the different size blades of grinders,
Right.
the quick cut to get the bigger.
And there's so many
pieces.
cool, like even polishing tools. If
Yeah.
you want to get
Yeah.
like really in depth in there, like if you want to get in the crevices and make it really sharp, there's awesome tools.
Outdoor kitchens. What are you like? I mean, what's the ideal stone to use for an outdoor kitchen?
For the fascia,
For the fascia or for the top? Like, what do you guys
we
recommend
use
people?
2-inch natural stone counters.
We're not worried about heat transfer or any heat shock
It's
going
not
on.
combustible. Everything is.
But you're not getting like the
No.
The barbecue is never going to get warm enough that it's going to affect the stone itself, and
Never.
the stone is too thick that it's ever going
Yeah,
to.
well, mind you, we're using when we're using our outdoor kitchens, we're doing it with Ucara, Unilock Ucara. So they have a structural block, and it's a 2-inch.
Yeah, I
fascia
saw that.
there.
Is that new?
It's no,
It's been around a while.
a little while, yeah.
So you have an interior block course that
Yeah.
has ribs on it,
Yeah.
and then
Exactly.
you're putting on the finished course hanging onto it.
That's
Yeah.
pretty much all we use now for any kind of like benches, outdoor kitchens.
It's also very user-friendly as well. Like once we pour our pad and everything's level, you just put the blocks on, you moor to the first base, and then anyone can go there, stack blocks, and then anyone can go in.
No, don't say anyone. Only professionals can do
Well,
it.
our guys.
The way that we
Guys,
teach
yes,
that.
yes. And hardscaping guys that want to improve their portfolio can do it.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
I don't want DIYers
And it's
to
super
start
customizable. So where we were only able to do this with this product, like that, the Versace.
Yeah, that's exactly
and
it.
then the numbers, you just put without gluing it, you put your fascia unit on, you draw everything out, and then you take it off, you cut everything on, and you just put it back in. Everything just sits perfectly.
I saw that.
It's really
Which
cool.
was really smart because if like how else would you have done that? You would have to have laid it out on the floor,
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
the ground,
Yeah. This
which
is
would have been pain.
huge pain. It never goes in the same way, like everything, unless it's perfectly even. Anyways, this is by far our favorite product.
Is that what they were going after, the Versace? Because I looked at it, I wanted Soukhaniouk. Like, it's just, was I wrong? Is that not the Greek pattern?
Well, Rocco had just got married in Italy last year.
Okay.
So I saw when we went there, I was taking pictures of all this different stuff, and then we went to the Vatican.
R&D.
The Vatican. That's funny. That's funny. We went to the Vatican, and all this beautiful artwork everywhere, and everyone's looking at the sky and the walls, and my face is just on the floor. Oh, cool. Yeah.
Oh, where can we put this?
Yeah.
Patterns everywhere that
So
you can
many
figure
patterns.
it out. I know.
Vatican has great hardscaping.
But that's all old school.
Oh yeah.
That's all granite, marble?
Yeah, whatever it
Gotta
is,
be.
fucking
Yeah,
beautiful.
yeah.
Limestone
Marble,
probably as well.
I'm pretty
Marble.
sure.
It's
Yeah.
gotta be marble.
It was funny when we went to the Coliseum, like everyone's looking like, oh, it's so old. I'm like, how do they cut these blocks?
Yeah, back then.
It was unbelievable.
They didn't have IQ.
Yeah.
They didn't have
They
IQ.
didn't have grinders.
Well, the guy, our guide, he couldn't answer me. I asked him like 10 times. So how do they cut
There's
it?
no way he would have that answer.
Well, he goes, yeah, but he goes, forget that. Look how beautiful this is. I'm like, no, man, tell me how the fuck they cut
How
this
is
shit.
that done? I know. I'm the exact same way.
Yeah, so I guess what they were using a lot of sand and water and like an abrasive blade. And I can only imagine, like it was a handheld, like a two-person, like a piece of metal.
That's how they still cut large blocks of marble.
Yeah, but this is they're doing it like 2,000 years ago. It's unbelievable, you know.
Yeah.
And I think they have like 100,000 blocks in the Coliseum. It's crazy.
You imagine that's your job. You go to work.
Yeah.
And you don't even cut through the first stone. Like that takes you all day long, and you haven't even.
Yeah, you
finished
get like an
cutting through
inch. You get like 1 inch,
right?
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden the bell's done and you're gone and you
That's
go
it.
home and you're like, we'll get
Tomorrow.
back at it tomorrow.
Yeah, like,
Can't wait to finish that
6
stone.
months. 6 months, you got one block done. Like, yeah.
I guess the feeling of joy after that's one done
Man.
and installed, you're like, oh wow, we accomplished a lot.
Have you ever been there?
It's like
No,
generational.
I've been to the north only.
Okay,
Most of the north.
It's
but
it's cool. It's cool to see.
just walking around even Europe, you're walking around certain buildings and the keystones are like just the stonework that they do.
Yeah.
Even the walkways are still done out of the little
Well, that's what
pebble.
I'm looking at.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
where I
that's-
got the ideas. Like I saw that design there, and then after I had installed it, our client he goes, "It's Versace." I said, "Okay." Yeah. And then I looked at the Versace purse, and I'm like, "Fuck, that's Versace." Yeah.
So what's the difference between the Versace
There's no
and,
difference.
and
It is
the
what-
Greek? It's the
that's
same.
that.
It's
It's
the
that.
same thing.
Yeah.
If it's blue, but then that one, what color was that? That was black. No, it was
No, it was like we used a composite, like a louver, like a 2x4 board.
Okay.
So they use them for louvers to. And then
Oh, you're using wood on that.
yeah, that
it
was
was
wood.
a composite wood.
Yeah.
But the 42 is still stone.
That was limestone,
Yeah.
one piece of limestone, the 42.
How did you maintain the edging? Because obviously, when you cut that, it becomes white. You polished it to.
No,
It's inset.
It's inset, but on the very edge of it, though, were you guys polishing the very?
well, no,
corner?
it's inset inside. Like the Yukara sits a little bit further out.
Oh, so that's why.
You
So it
don't
hides
see
the
that.
side of it
Yeah.
at that point.
Exactly. Yeah, those are fun cuts.
So who came? Yeah, no, but I mean that's a tricky cut. How long did that cut take?
45 minutes.
No.
In 45 minutes, I took one, and then our Kevin took the other number. So I took the 4, Kevin took the 2, and we did a time lapse. It was really cool.
See, I was watching it and I was going, I get it. You guys in the 2, you cut the bottom, you cut
Yeah.
the long on the angle, you cut the radius on the top, and then you tackled the inside corner.
Right.
And the whole time I'm watching the inside corner, I go, this is where it's going to break. If it's going to break, right?
Yeah.
And it didn't break. But I mean, like, we all been there where
Well,
it's like
the 4 was trickier because the 4 has the inside triangle.
the inside triangle
So I had to use concrete drill bits
to get the 3
the
points.
3 points, yeah.
And then how did you plunge?
So the thing with the cuts like that, the front is what matters. the back doesn't matter how it
You
looks.
can go from underneath.
So you can go from, you turn it around and you
Yeah.
fucking destroy the back.
Carve
If somebody saw what the back of that number looks like,
Just put mortar. Yeah. But you mortared it in, didn't you?
glue.
Glue. Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
you guys use Portuguese luck. You're using PL, right?
Well, we use there's
That's Marcelino. That's his. That's not mine. He's a hardscape guy as well. Portuguese luck.
yeah.
It's the go-to now. It's just because it makes sense because it's never going to go anywhere after that.
It's strong. Yeah, it's strong.
I guess the next level is that you get a client. Can we backlight it?
Yeah.
LED it.
Well, we thought about that afterwards, and then we
put in the electrical.
That
after.
would work. It would work if you did the 1/2 inch, I guess, space.
yeah, we'd have to. We wanted. We would make the two a little bit smaller, and then put like a rope light
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah.
And then the only thing with things like that is if that rope light goes out or
Yeah.
that's
I see it all over social
that's
media.
a thing with the in-ground lights. The ones that we use, they're just so easy to replace.
Yeah, you take it out.
There's a little tail.
Well, it's just, you unplug
Yeah,
it.
you unplug it and put the new one in.
It's super easy.
That's
Yeah,
it.
but when you're talking about like the wall cap lights in like a mortared craft,
Or step lights on flagstone.
yeah, those get a little tricky. We're a little hesitant to use them in certain applications.
Here's a question for you guys, because I never even thought about this, but the temperature of light for exterior use, are you still using warm or are you using natural daylight, which is colder?
We're using more of a warm.
A warm tone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because at night you want a bit of a
Yeah.
golden hue to it. You don't
Yeah.
want a blue hue to it.
Yeah. We try
Yeah.
and stay away from something that looks like an airport landing. So like
Yeah, and that's what it would be.
2700K.
So it makes sense to stay warm on the outside.
Yeah.
I never understood homeowners that went blue inside the house.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's like an office.
Every retail and office uses blue.
Yeah.
Every home should be using warm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think 2700K.
Yeah, that's
is
the
around
warm
what
number.
we like to use. Yeah.
And then you get into commercial when you walk into any commercial establishment, and
Yeah.
Right, you
it's
go
going to
into
be
a
like
Costco.
5,000 or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Costco's are like
Oh, I don't know.
sodium vaping, sucking life out of you lights, right?
Or your
That kind of-
sunscreen.
Yeah, you're gonna get to the sunscreen aisle to get there and then put it on. Now we're ready to shop. Let's go shopping. No, you guys are doing really good work, right? So has there been a challenge yet that you guys haven't, like you scratched your head and go, fuck, how are we gonna pull that one off?
Yeah.
Which one?
Well, recently, we went back a few times. Rocco finally fucking nailed it. Last time he went there, we were trying to put in. So we did these floating natural stone
Oh,
steps.
jeez.
So we did the
This
natural.
was hard.
No, we did the natural stone steps. We wanted to make a floating aesthetic, and we did it. We nailed it. So we did.
So hidden risers, right?
Well, the natural stone step. There's 6-inch steps.
Yes.
And then the 1 inch is inset to the point where it looks like it's floating, 1 inch.
Okay.
So the way we did that, we built our first step, and then the second step, we built cinder blocks, and then have them sitting an inch above the initial step, and then put the next step on that's 6 inches. So then you have a 1 inch hidden gap, like a cavity. So we wanted to put lights in that cavity afterwards. So and then we were trying to figure out all these different ways of doing it.
Went through a lot of lights.
We knew with the product we wanted to use these rope lights, but like we couldn't. Oh, it would have been really easy if we could if the client let us just drill into the cinder block. But he said no, I want the lights to kind of shine down from the top step.
I know exactly the look he's looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But you can't. How'd you get the starting point?
I don't fucking know how you did it.
Oh, the starting point is you guys put a hole in the wall.
We put a hole in the wall beforehand into the garage.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that
and that got you the beginning point. But how did you get into the actual step itself at that?
Well, we would tuck it around. We found a way. It was actually worked out really well. The only thing was how to adhere it to the step. It's to the step.
Portuguese luck.
Portuguese luck.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
But like it was just a matter of like holding it in place for like a day until that Portuguese luck kicked in.
yeah, I had to. I actually bought a soldering kit because I had to mend the lights to make it longer. So
Yeah, that becomes a trick at that point too.
it was fun. I learned how to solder.
You could start. Were they offering that you can crimp them? Some of them you can crimp them.
It came with the crimping set,
But it
didn't work.
sucks.
It
It
didn't work.
sucks.
It wasn't holding. So with
hate
the
you
soldering,
crimp it,
can
you do exactly how it is, and you're like doing it over, and it doesn't work.
infuriating. It took me so long. Yeah.
And you're cutting the next one, and then you're like, and by the time you get to the end, you're like, yeah, I extended it 2 fucking inches, man.
yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. So
Yeah.
soldering makes a lot of sense to do at that point.
Yeah,
Because I can assume like clients just want more of these little, make my home a little bit better than my neighbor's.
It
Yeah.
definitely did elevate like the way that it looks.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's a really cool aesthetic. It just looks like at nighttime, they're floating steps, natural stone. Like we haven't seen this before.
Yeah.
So we wanted to give it a shot. Like I had an idea of how to do it. It was a little trickier in application, but we nailed it. Yeah. And then Rocco, when he kept going back to the site, and I call him like, "Did you get it?" He's like, "I don't want to fucking talk about it." And then finally, he like there was like a few weeks ago, he's like, "Fucking got it." Yeah. So we're like, that's the thing with us. Like we keep going back. Like we want. Like there's no giving up with us. Like we're gonna find a way, and like we're gonna lose money on it sometimes.
Are the kids doing? They're doing the same thing, right? They're kind of contributing, coming up with ideas, right?
Yeah. Well, we're kind of maybe not to this particular cause, but like, yeah, they're definitely problem solvers on site. So they'll figure out different tricks, and
they like the problem solving. They enjoy it. It's fun for them as well.
You guys did the what's that product again? The permeables.
Romex?
Not the Romex. The other thing that was
Trass,
right?
binding.
Yeah.
You guys did it with squares, and you did the 2-inch borders all the way around it. Was that a walkway?
Oh, I don't know which. I'm not sure which.
There was a project. I can't remember which one it was, but it was squares of stone,
Okay.
and then you put that permeable stuff around it, and it was a bunch of squares. It was almost like that classic, I guess, English driveway where it has the moss or it has the grass in between.
Okay.
And instead of the grass, you guys put that stone inside of it.
Why? I don't think so. I think those were pavers that are inside of it.
Oh, I thought it was the actual. You were troweling that on there, and then you were washing them all. That's what I was on the same page, just looking at it. But I'm pretty sure. But no.
You gotta show me.
Maybe the turf.
But I mean,
maybe the turf because we did.
No, not turf. It's like squares.
It was squares, and then it was probably a 2 or 3 inch. Like it was a pattern. Like there was just a bunch of squares, and then it had the black. That same material looked like the same material.
Maybe
Wow.
maybe
Jobs
one of our older jobs.
But I mean that I actually like that look of having those driveways with those squares with the grass.
Yeah.
Right, but that's just a pain in the ass for you guys to do that because now you got to maintain the grass, or it makes sense to do that product.
Yeah.
We would do it with turf.
Yeah.
We would do it with turf rather than grass.
Okay, but then you got to build a base for the turf, right?
You gotta raise it up on the inside after you put the pavers in. You have to raise the
Yeah.
everything in between.
Yeah.
And then and then ideally, if like we would only be using truss now for something like that, so then you can just glue it on.
I'm pretty sure you guys did it with the truss, man. I'm pretty sure it was the truss stuff.
Well,
I don't know. You know your page better than I do.
Well, I guess not. I don't.
I want to ask you guys about maintenance. Contractors, it's time to empower your business with Shelta Tech implementation. Shelta is offering a free meeting to tackle your biggest pain points head on. Their goal, to develop a custom company app that's built just for you, solving your pain points, streamlining your processes, making your workday smoother. Here's the scoop. There's a $15,000 digital adoption grant available, and Shelta is an expert at helping you secure it. This isn't just funding, it's your stepping stone into a new era of digital efficiency. By your second meeting, you'll get a tailor-made company playbook, a software prototype designed with your input, project tracking, real-time budget management, and daily logs all integrated into a single app. It's tech that works for you, not the other way around. Shelta isn't just offering tech, they're offering transformation. Join the community of 93 subcontractors who have already stepped up their game with Shelta Tech. 2 meetings, countless opportunities. Ready to make a move? Visit shelta.app. Let's pave the way to a smarter, tech-driven future. Shelta Technology, custom tech solutions for the modern contractor. Because you build all these beautiful things, right?
Yeah.
So is it worth sealing everything and telling clients, don't use this, don't use that, don't start pressure washing that?
There's quite a...
There's a whole conversation. There's a course. There's
Yeah.
an NRX
Yeah.
course
Oh,
after it's all
yeah.
done.
Well, we give them pamphlets.
You have to,
We give them
right?
pamphlets of how to take care of your product. Like one of the main things is just get a little leaf blower and just fucking blow it.
It's the grass clippings. They
It's-
don't
yeah.
take care of the grass clippings. They could end up on the interlock, and they'll say, there's weeds growing from underneath. Like,
Yeah, that's the thing. Like people don't understand that
Leaf stain.
leaf stain. Yeah, it's well, now that we've been using the permeable, like the resin sands, like we're not getting any kind of penetration. Like with poly, we would get a lot of problems. That was our main callback with poly sand.
Yeah.
It starts to break up, it starts to wear over time. 2 years down the road, you got
You gotta
little gaps.
refill,
Yeah,
scrape it out.
so that's the
It's
thing
dirty.
with the resin sand. It's a huge difference. It's like night and day.
You can just power wash it
But the
like,
thing,
right
yeah,
up the joints.
yeah, it takes 3,000 psi power washer to it, and it's they do studies, like it's crazy,
And it won't change its color either.
It doesn't change the color. It's permeable, like it just drains right through.
What's its kryptonite? Like there's got to be something like
Yeah, the price.
Well, it's worth it though. If you
It's
don't
so
have to
worth it.
worry
Exactly.
about all
Long
this
It
other
is so
shit.
worth it. It's so worth it. But like for a typical contractor who's using just based on volume, they're not going to. First of all, it takes way longer to install too. The guys want to be in and out. They just put some poly down, tamp it, wet it, let's get out of here. But this, it's a process. Plus, instead of spending, let's say, $30 a bag for the poly sand,
Yeah.
you're spending about $100 a container, which is about half the product of one poly bag. So you're talking about a 600% increase in price
Yeah, it's up
for the
there.
joining.
Yeah.
And then when you're bidding on a job with a client, you have to explain to them why they want to invest so much more.
Especially if the client's getting like, we don't really come across this as much anymore, but we still do. We still we have competition. It's even whether they tell us or not, but they're getting other quotes. But we can't, when they say, you know what, this other company came in way cheaper, we're like, we have to sit down and explain, well, we're using this. They don't know. They don't know what it is. They're like, okay, well, for me, I just want it sanded. Okay. But like, we're
But
using
here are
this.
the drawbacks of sand.
Well,
So
here,
no
I
brainer
understand,
to me.
but they don't. My neighbor just got it done. I love how it looks. I'm okay with that. I want it to look like that, right?
They just don't want to spend the extra money on it.
Yeah,
But by the time you've spent so much money on the stone and the installation of the stone properly,
yes.
what's that extra cost? Whether it's 600% more.
Well, we just put everything into our initial price.
That's what I figured.
like
Now, right?
we just tell people
this
like,
is your number now.
This is our this is our number to before you start. Like this is
Yeah.
what we're doing. There's no negotiation in terms of our practices. This is how much we're excavating. We're not going to excavate less for you, just so your number goes down a little bit. This is how we do things. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay? You want the job, we can do it for you for this price. We never negotiate anymore. Like we're very, very fair with our quality of work. And mind you, when we start really pricing for those designs, then you know,
We also don't change the price. Like we'll come up with designs during the project, but we don't change the price. Like this is what you're going to pay. This is in the contract. If you want us to do something nice, we'll do it without any charges.
yeah, eventually there'll be charges.
To a
Eventually,
certain
yeah.
extent, because at some
Yeah.
point, you
Eventually,
guys have
yeah.
to still
Well,
operate a business that's
Yeah,
making
so
money.
we'll find like a little cool thing to do that looks really good for social media, because it's honestly our social media has been really good for us. That's what I feel like it's really kind of helping us get projects, and hopefully we're gonna start. Well, we're starting our YouTube channel, right? And we're
So you can start seeing a lot of the techniques that you guys are.
so the YouTube channel is going to encompass everything. It's going to be like a full. So we already have all the footage for a few projects, and we just have to edit all together. But these are going to be longer format videos. So we'll have from the beginning, from us getting to the site before we excavate anything, what we're doing, how we're doing it, little tricks of the trade.
School's in.
Yeah,
That's what's going to
Yeah.
be.
yeah.
Right?
So and then eventually we really want to monetize that. So
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you guys haven't been approached to do any kind of sports logos or.
Well,
me too.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised. I mean, like,
Yeah, well, I don't think enough people like that we're
But
getting.
they
We're
don't.
getting there.
That's an option. They don't probably realize that.
They don't
Yeah.
even know about us, like those companies. They're going to know about
See,
us.
me, I see 42, and I'm like Jackie Robinson. And all of
Yeah.
a sudden, I'm thinking baseball. I'm thinking Blue Jays, and then if you're doing Blue Jays, you got to do Leafs, and then all of a sudden you're going down the like Raptors. You're gonna.
Yeah,
That's it, right?
yeah. That's. I would love that.
That would be a fun market. Yeah.
Do they make the stones in the colors that you need?
Oh, Unilock, I'm sure will make a.
Dust off, like
Yeah, if,
pull out this.
if we tell them that hey, like the MLSE is looking for us to get some blue pavers, like I'm sure that they can pull.
We'll
it
do
off.
a run.
Yeah, they will.
We'll do
Well,
a run,
if
for
you
sure.
look, they've done custom products of all these crazy different colors for commercial sites. Things like I'm like, where the fuck did you get this paver? They'll.
You guys are too young to realize, but you remember Unilock's very first paver, right?
Yeah,
We were just working with it.
squigglies. Yeah, we have it.
They still make that?
No,
They
no.
still sell it?
No, they
Or
don't.
You were removing it.
Well, we're moving parts of it. Yeah.
Okay.
On the job that we just finished.
Yeah,
in
the
Burlington.
S, whatever.
So I was
the Chevron S.
Yeah.
I was
whatever it
showing
is.
my guys. I was like, "Hey guys, this is
This is history.
This is from 1972. This is yeah.
Every mall entrance that you would have walked into
Yeah.
had this.
The Toronto Zoo has it.
The Toronto Zoo still has
They
it?
still have it. Yeah, Unilock they make a post every now and then. Hey, check out the Toronto Zoo. It still has. its
and
first
it was
paver.
always that salmon color, was it? Like
Yeah,
it was
like a pink.
It was a weird
Yeah.
color.
Yeah.
I think it came in two colors.
I don't know.
I don't even
I don't know what the, I only know the
And it
pink.
would fade a certain
Well,
end.
the
It
first product so 2006 when I first started, I remember Unilock. Like I remember very well. We were
Yeah.
using the three different sides. It was the old Village pavers, and it was like we always just have the little Twinkie. That was like the original Twinkie that actually looked like a Twinkie.
Yeah,
So we would
I
call
know.
them, so we were, hey, pass the Twinkies. And you go there and you would order the product and be like, I want a bundle of Twinkies, and they'll know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, so that's when I started. And then, so that was a 3-size combo, and that's, everybody had that. Everybody had
That's
it.
how that was what it was like to do pavers.
Yeah.
That
I
was
haven't
it.
heard the term Twinkie in ages.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fun.
I haven't seen anybody install it today. I'm sure there's companies.
Man, I'm telling you, all
They're
these
producing
There's
them.
there's ways to like reinvent them. Like even those original pavers, the 1972 ones, the originals. I'll find a way to reinvent it.
Didn't you guys do a job where you had square? I'm gonna guess maybe 14 by 14, and then you chopped off the corners and you
16 by 16.
16 by 16, and
Yeah.
you chopped off and put in the black
The Nordic
dots.
cobble. Yeah.
Doesn't Unilock or somebody now produce a product with already the cutoffs, like it's all set up the pattern?
If they do, it's only because that we did it first.
Well, I'm just saying, I watched you guys did it, and all of a
no,
sudden,
I haven't seen it.
I've seen. I swear, I don't know if it's them or somebody else, but they've actually produced now. So it's done. It's all factory finished that way. So now you
Not Unilock and not
can't be.
Ecoblock.
I've seen it. I've seen somebody has it now.
Okay, you're gonna have to show me.
I don't know where I saw it, but
That
it came
would have
across.
saved us a lot of
I
time.
know, because you guys were cutting it. I was like, why don't you just cut these things in the corner, because it makes a lot of sense.
It was cool, man. Yeah, it was. Took a lot of time. We did probably 1,500 square feet of that total.
What were you cutting? Like 2-inch on a diagonal to create? What was the blocks? The square blocks were
The
4 by
square
4.
blocks were 3 and 3 3/4 by 3 3/4.
Okay, and
Yeah.
then so you're cutting. No, you're cutting 3 3/4 then,
Yeah.
because you're doing 4 stones around
Yeah,
it each
yeah,
side. So
yeah.
3 3/4 you're cutting,
yes.
or whatever. You cut it
Well,
4 inches,
yeah.
to make space for it.
Yes. So
And then the
were-
real challenge is try to figure out if you can get the water key to line up and right on those stairs. No fucking way.
Just
No
like a whole
way.
change in pattern. Just one
Move the
spot.
whole pattern. We gotta go this. Your driveway is gonna be into your neighbor's lot
I gotta
now.
start over.
Why couldn't you just put it in the center of the big one? Oh fuck. No, that's how you guys, the wheels are spinning. You guys are constantly
Yeah.
thinking about the best way to roll this out, right?
And every job is so different that we actually get to
And
flex
people
those muscles.
that one project, people were asking us, why don't you just put it on your IQ saw and then cut all 4 sides with that? And I'm like, you don't think we tried that? Like the physical effort
Yeah,
of picking up and turning it, and then
yeah.
just moving it so it lines up perfectly.
Yeah.
So we had it was a great system. We had one guy just marking, throwing it on the ground, one guy cutting, and we were using 2 different saws. We had like the little battery powered DeWalt saw, and then we had a regular demo.
You know how I would have did it?
Tell me,
I would have created a stone miter box.
a stone miter box.
So you put the stone in,
Yeah.
and you have the groove in the box on the sides, and wherever you drop the fucking saw, it's always gonna cut what you need to cut.
But how would you rotate it? You would have to manually
out.
rotate it.
No, you create a miter box that has the 4 corners already open,
Okay.
and now you're just going
Oh, I see.
with
Just-
the guide
I
of the
see.
wood.
Well,
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
want, we have a job for you.
I'm 52, man. I'm not lifting stones.
Just
I'll take the
innovation.
Twinkies. I'll take the Twinkies. I'll install those, okay?
Just make us miter box.
yeah, consulting
I'm
and
just
miter
thinking,
boxes.
you guys are basically coming up with ideas that you can use what other people are using that makes sense,
Yeah,
right?
we get a lot of ideas from I'm looking at your wall, and I'm going to install that.
Do it out of stone.
Yeah, I want to.
I would love to see that in
I'm
stone.
dying. I'm dying. Like I've been looking at it for.
You got to make the joints tighter, though. I'm going back to stilettos.
No.
The women won't like it, right? So
Yeah.
We'll put some Ecofine in there.
Oh.
Solid.
totally.
Yeah, it
So
gets
that'll
really
work,
hard.
right?
Yeah.
But you're gonna have to chamfer each side.
Yeah.
No, you can't chamfer the stone, or get Unilock to mass produce a chamfer.
Yeah.
They don't make chamfers on stone.
No.
They should. That would look nice.
A natural stone.
I know, man-made stone with a chamfer on it.
Well, I want to do this. This is
Do
what
it.
yeah, that looks really cool.
Oh, the copings. Lisa's copings were chamfered.
yeah. Yeah, they do have.
By hand, you guys did each one.
no,
of
no,
those?
no,
no,
we
no,
we
okay.
bought them like that.
We did pool copings and they were.
Yeah, the Unilock, they have their Umbriana pool copings,
And they were chamfered, not rounded.
not rounded, just chamfered at the end, just at the top.
It's
Yeah,
harder to.
it's really nice.
Yeah, but it's like tapered a little bit, so there is a bit of an edge, so it's not sharp
It's not sharp at all.
when you climb up.
I just thinking if you're
It's a
drunk
nice
and you slip,
Oh, you slip
the
anywhere.
round's gonna
Yeah.
feel a little less painful than the chamfer.
Yeah, maybe.
Because
Well,
it's-
I guess both are better than a rock face.
That would hurt. Either way, you're in the emergency room.
Yeah.
Just don't drink and pool. That's all
Yeah.
it is, right? Simple as that. But no, I know you guys are. That's what I like about it. So it's good that you guys are becoming a teaching kind of place where kids coming in, you want to,
Yeah,
you want to inspire them to try to come up with new
We
ideas.
would love that. Yeah, we love when people see take our ideas and and kind of make it their own. We love that.
Do clients, after you guys are done, do they kind of Vanna White the house? Like they come out and they're standing in front of their house and they're hoping their neighbors come out so they can come out and have a conversation with them.
Well, we announce it with a megaphone.
Knock on all the doors. You guys want to come take a look
More
at this?
door knocking?
We put up garage sale signs all over the neighborhood to this house, and then when they get there, like there's no garage sale, but look at our job.
We actually have a guy outside of our job site now just flagging people over.
It's a hardscape sale. That's what it is.
Yeah,
it's totally, that would work.
Yeah.
People would be like, what's going on?
The signs just doing flips everywhere.
Yeah, NRX.
Know any police guys? Police officers?
With the escort? So for like a...
No, you could just park a cop car right there.
Oh,
and have the lights going on. Everyone will come out of the woodwork, and all of a sudden, what's going on? Look at the drive. Look at the walkway. Look at the number.
With a fake stretcher.
No, man, it's creative that way. I love it because now you get clients. Like I'm assuming the conversations once they get past the number, they get inspiring, right? They're like, what about this? What about that?
We have really good initial conversation with clients. We've got really good at that, and we do it together, and we like really feed off each other. We can see
everyone gets pumped.
I get ideas right there when I'm there. I can maybe we can do something different here. She's like, and I guess they thought, I thought we were just going to do like a regular thing, but this is going to be really cool. I'm like, yeah, it's going to be different.
I'm sure you guys walk into homes that are. This show is brought to you by Payne's Window Manufacturing. Window shopping revolutionized. Seeking top-tier windows? Look no further. Payne's Window Manufacturing is the ultimate choice for custom builders, contractors, and homeowners. Visit www.paynes.com now to experience the pinnacle of quality and customization. Get your instant custom quote today. Elevate excellence with us, plus enjoy nationwide shipping across Canada and the U.S. Do they ask you, what do you think? Like you'll walk into, let's say, 6x6 PT chamfered steps, or framed, and some sort of unlevel stones inside of it, or whatever, or broken up flagstone, or whatever it is, right? Mm-hmm. And you walk into like that. You guys walk into a mess to begin with, right?
Yeah.
And then you got to explain to them how you have to pull things back and get to a certain point to start things all up again.
Well, sometimes I walk into a backyard and I tell them, because there's different slopes and how they had done it beforehand. So I'm going to rearrange, because we try to create as much usable space as possible. So if we have to put an extra wall somewhere here, further away from, like, they don't even understand that that's a possibility. They think that their current footprint is what they have. And they don't understand that with a few modifications to your yard and creating a couple walls and a couple spots for drainage, you can have a lot more usable space in your backyard. So when we talk to them about that, that's a really big thing. So, for example, on Hilltop, on Hilltop, she actually had an architect, landscape architect, who I don't know, like sometimes they're not ideal.
They know how to draw trees.
Yeah, they're really good.
There's a disconnect between practicality and then theory.
There's a huge disconnect, and there's also a disconnect of like they have in their mind they have this one product that they will put in every single one of their designs,
because they've worked with it
that's all they use. It's just the same shit.
That's not the objective here.
Yeah. So and then she showed me the drawing, and she put these steps in like the stupidest spot. And I said, well, we can let's just put it in a different location, and then where your current existing where the steps are supposed to be, that could be more patio. And then she was like, she couldn't believe it. She was like, oh yeah, okay. She she didn't understand how we could do it. And then once we figured it out, once we did it, she's like, oh my God, like it should always be like that.
Yeah.
I got a challenge for you guys. If
Sure.
you guys ever come across a client, figure out how you can do a postless pergola cover. Well, that's the go-to, right?
Yeah,
so you go to, but you can walk into Costco and you can buy the biggest one you could possibly find that has that one big arm.
Right.
And it's got a foot that's bigger than Bigfoot, right? Because of the balance thing.
Yeah.
But I've always tried to figure out, how do you pull off a postless pergola? Because pergolas are never, for normal people, big enough to accommodate a good-sized table for a function. You're always going to get out of a chair and hit the post.
Right.
And you have four
We
chances.
started looking into these. What was it, Toja? That makes those...
Toja, they make the brackets and stuff.
You still need posts.
But you still need posts, right?
No, I know what
So
you're thinking about.
completely postless.
Well, if you anchor it, the wood, like you'll need two posts. You'll need two posts. So, and if you put in, like, we'd have to get a fabricator to create like the arms for us.
My first thought would be to use a glulam beam
Okay.
and probably expand it the width of the backyard, and your anchoring point is at the fence line now, and then you're
Okay.
breaking off of that beam to hang your roof line now. So now you literally are just, it's almost like a sail that just sits there.
Yeah.
But it's a structured sail, right? That's just some craziness that I've been
I like it.
messing
Yeah, that's
around
cool.
with. But that's the first thought that I could think of. The glue lamp makes sense because it's exterior. It's never going to,
Structural, yeah.
it's structural,
Yeah.
right? And then you just, as long as you need one pick point. But the go-to is that one on the side pick point that arms in, and it's limited on the size
Yeah.
of it. I think the biggest one I've ever seen is 12 by 12. Maybe at the most, right? But it still had that one arm, and I guarantee whoever sits at that corner is always going to hit that base.
Yeah.
Well, unless you make that, what I would do is, if a pergola like that, I would create between those two posts, I would create a feature wall, and I'll put a TV there. So you don't want to be there unless
Yeah.
you're watching TV. Yeah.
That brings up a good point because you know how they still make exterior TVs?
Yeah. Yeah. There's a company called Mercury, I believe.
I know, but the picture's shit.
Well, these ones they're pretty cool.
Yeah, and how expensive are they?
Expensive.
Yeah, they're expensive.
Yeah, but even at my house, I have an outdoor TV that I leave outside.
Direct sun?
Like direct sun. Well, it's in a cover. It's like it's in a little Amazon cover.
Yeah.
Amazon cover is $40-$50. My TV's like, that one's like $300-$400. And I put it off I have like a Tojo grid style pergola, and I put it like the mount is like a vertical mount.
Oh, so you bring it down.
Yeah, so it comes down and it swivels all the way around.
But it's protected. You're not, and I joked about the sun because UV kills any TV.
Well, it's not really. It's protected by the cover. That's it.
Yeah.
It's exposed to all elements because I have a retractable roof on my pergola.
Okay.
So I leave it open for the winter, so there's no snow accumulation on top, and it's just exposed to all the elements: rain, snow.
You leave it out
It's just it's right there right now, and it's just in this. Like I got really nervous last year because I left it out all winter, and then April came and I turned it on and it was fucking perfect.
The cold doesn't do anything to TVs.
Man,
as far as I know, it's just sunlight.
I didn't know. I to be honest, my wife kept telling me put the TV inside, and I said I'll do it tomorrow. And then April came.
And that was 2 years ago.
I don't need to take it out.
Yeah, and then April came and I told you.
And you turned it on and it was okay?
It was perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think the cold does anything to it.
Yeah, it shocked me. Anyways,
Yeah.
yeah, I think TVs like
You don't need to spend the money to get this waterproof exterior
No.
TV. If you build a structure that protects it somehow,
Yeah, we've put in TVs on a lot of our structures.
everybody wants TVs. to
Yeah,
get out
we
there,
like
right?
we like it. Like it looks cool. It creates like another atmosphere, like another living room essentially outside. A lot of the kids they get bored at night. They want to go inside. Now you go to TV. It's awesome.
Which is great.
It's awesome.
And plus, sometimes in this winter, it's the same way that you see motorcyclists in the winter months riding because they keep their bike out just in case, and then they get that one warm day,
get one day, yeah.
and they boot out there. Be the same thing with the TV. You'll get in the backyard and watch
Yeah,
a movie on a
exactly.
warm January, a warm February,
Yeah, so
right?
you got a hot tub
So why
outside.
put it out? I wouldn't bring it in, but I wouldn't buy the expensive weatherproof.
No,
TV.
that's what I'm saying. Like you buy, like you go either get it really expensive or really cheap. So I went the really cheap route. I'm not gonna get like a nice OLED and leave
No,
it outside.
no, it
I'm
works.
gonna get like a shitty.
But you're
little,
you're R&D in it right now.
Yeah.
That's all you're doing. You're figuring out how it's going to work out, how long
Yeah,
it's going to last.
and
So it's
now-
going through.
and
So
now
you're
it's-
bringing
so
it
far
in.
so
now
good?
it's,
You're
and
not
now it's
bringing it in.
confirmed. Now it's confirmed.
Yeah, but
you
now
heard it
you're
here
gonna go
first.
through another, and you'll be staring at it, and the snow will be going horizontal, and you'll see it just hit it, pelt it, right? You're like,
Yeah.
it's not a Cybertruck TV. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's gonna have all these dents in it or something. But
Yeah.
no, I love that you guys are always challenging shit, and I can imagine the conversations with clients and moving forward, and they get jazzed about it. And then,
Oh, yeah.
but how do you sell? You guys are not $9.99. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not a cheap price for the quality of the work, and the material is really expensive. Then the toys are really expensive.
Yeah.
The whole overhead of running a hardscape business is expensive.
It's a lot. Yeah.
How do you guys sell that to clients?
Well, a lot of the time, our clients are referred to us, so we don't.
so they already know
we're
what they're
already
getting
sold,
into.
and then we just have to close.
It's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like all of our jobs are pretty much
Pretty much
referrals.
either that or Instagram. Like that's it.
And then they know.
When I
they
say
look-
no marketing, I mean no. We don't.
No, which is great.
No
It should be
marketing,
that
yeah.
way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You only do marketing just to get ideas out there that people haven't heard about your ideas.
Yeah.
Simple
yeah.
as that. So when you finally do the Blue Jay or the Leaf or the Raptor, you'll share that. That's your marketing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe. Yeah.
Right.
But, yeah, but like we've like our followers have grown like a lot in the past year, 12 months, from like 1,000 to like we're almost at 7,500 now.
Nice.
And I feel like and it's growing like really quick now. So
We're getting there, yeah.
yeah, we're getting
Growing.
there in that sense.
We got to do the 12 questions for you guys. I think I covered all my talking points with you. I don't know what else I want to know from you guys. I usually get people in here and I pick their brain for ideas that I want to pile off.
Yeah.
And see what you guys are thinking about ideas wise. But anything else you want to share? No.
No, just the YouTube stuff. It'll be, it'll be this time next month, we'll have a YouTube channel. Like in January, we'll have a YouTube channel.
Get it right. You guys got you're just building the content right now, right?
What's the name on the YouTube channel?
NRX Landscaping.
Is there an underscore?
If there has to be one, yeah. I kept it the same as our Instagram.
So NRX underscore landscaping would be our YouTube channel.
And I like, because before you got here, Rocco was mentioning why the NRX, right? And it's Nick and Rocco, and then the X is the variable.
Yeah, it's the variables, the clients.
Which is wicked. It's a wicked idea. Yeah, I like that.
Because there's always
changing.
And not just that, but it's always a collaboration.
Yeah.
Like with the client, that we always need to know what they want as well.
How many crosses were there in that job?
In which one?
Well, there was a cross, the front porch.
The flagstone one?
Yeah. So there was the main cross, and then there was a cross on each end of the cross.
5.
But how many crosses?
That 5 times over.
5 times over.
Yeah.
Then the stones that were in the field had to get cut to accommodate the cross.
Yeah.
I love it. I get jazzed about that shit. And I'm and then all of a sudden, you guys are making it custom. That's one. Get going on the next one. That wasn't 45 minutes.
Nick calls me. He's like,
that one? No, that one was
that
about,
took a while.
Well, each cross, the whole kit, we'll call it a kit, was about like an hour and a half for each guy. And then me.
Not bad. Half a day, almost a day's worth of cutting.
For between 2 guys, that's one guy, an hour and a half.
Yeah. You just set up a table. That's it.
Yeah.
Done.
We're kind of a little bit more like all over the place.
Or is it all just one custom? One guy goes one way, one like no.
No, we each take a kit. So I'll do one, you do one, and then I'll explain to Kevin, or like, this is how I'm gonna do it, and like, I prefer you do it the same way.
Rocco and Nick here from NRX Landscaping Inc. 647-622-1486. On IG, it's NRX_landscaping. Info at NRXlandscaping.com and www.nrxlandscaping.com. And on Facebook, and soon to be on YouTube. You guys ready for this?
Yeah.
What's your favorite construction word?
Favorite construction word?
Word.
I like the sound of miter.
Yeah, that's a good one. Miter. Yeah.
Miter.
ER or RE?
RE.
RE. Yeah.
We're Canadian.
Yeah.
I'm French too, right?
Yeah, it depends on who my audience is.
Miter. What is your least favorite tool?
2-man auger.
2-man auger, yeah, that's a good one.
Oh man, those are the worst.
My first thought is flying.
Yeah, 2-man auger. And also like a handheld rototiller.
Little R. Kelly and augering, man.
Yeah.
That's it.
Or a trencher, like a
manual trencher, like a handheld one. like a one. We have a trencher that we put into our mini skid steer, like an attachment. And that thing's amazing.
Okay.
But like if you use like a manual one and you hit a lot of roots, it's really shit.
Anything, hit a rock, hit a
root,
you're flying.
Augers, eh? Like I don't think they. Yeah.
Not necessary.
Yeah, just make helical piles a little bit cheaper.
Let them do it.
Yeah.
They never go flying.
No.
They never go flying. What construction sound do you guys love?
Construction sound.
The construction sound? What construction sound do I love?
How many quick cuts you guys have?
No, I don't like that sound.
I know.
Really? I like the sound of an idling quick cut.
Yeah. But not one that's ramping up.
Nope. I'm out of there.
We quick cuts, like working
any
ones?
sound.
No, how many do we? You ask how many do we have?
Yeah, how many quick cuts, you guys?
Working ones, like 2.
We have a lot of parts.
A dozen, but 2
yeah, we have about a dozen.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, we had about a dozen.
They're all stills, right?
And stills and Husk 770s, K770s. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard Husqvarnas are better.
Actually, you know what? If I use a Husqvarna for a week, I'm like, this thing's the best. If I use a still for a week, I'm like, this thing's better. Yeah.
Battery ones? You guys have battery ones?
Yeah. DeWalt.
Okay.
We went with DeWalt.
There's
I like that one. I like the DeWalt.
The DeWalt one's good?
It's great, man. It's amazing. Yeah.
It's a smaller blade, more intricate.
You get really nice radius cuts with a smaller blade. It's a little tougher with a 14-inch blade to get like an 8
to get a proper cut.
Well, yeah, if your circle's like an 8 foot in diameter, or diameter, then it's a little bit trickier to get that.
But
cut.
the battery, battery doesn't last all day though.
No, but we got a bunch of batteries.
You got a bunch of batteries.
Yeah.
But hang on. What sound do you guys love? Well, you like the idling of the quick cut.
Like the
but you,
honestly, it happens at least once a job where the client will come out and be like, "Holy shit!" Yeah.
I can see that more than once. What's your favorite beverage?
Alcoholic or non-alcoholic?
Anything.
I used to love
We
Diet
do not
Coke
discriminate
until
here.
the World Health Organization said it causes cancer.
You like what?
Diet Coke until I heard.
I can't tell you the last time I had any kind
Really?
of.
No, I like coffee. I love coffee. I'll just have a coffee.
What turns you on and off in construction?
On is creativity. Off is other contractors who cut corners and make the industry look bad. It really makes me upset.
Oh man, yeah. Like our client recently, they had a contractor that they hired. Then he fucked off on them, took the money.
Yeah, we took over this last project.
It just like ruins.
So where's this guy right now?
We had a
private investigator call us asking if we know him because apparently he didn't pay for his tool rentals that he had made to do this job. Anyways, we didn't know.
I thought you have to pay up front when you do the tool rentals.
He gave him a credit card and that was not.
Yeah. Anyways, I guess other shitty contractors.
Yeah.
What's on? No.
Yeah, what turns you on creatively?
Oh. I like Instagram.
No, I think he likes organization. I think that's what he loves.
Yeah, I do like cleaning.
Yeah, he likes clean, organized, and like
an organized job site, like an
organized job site,
everything.
like even like the inside of the company, like
Even the
like having
paperwork.
everything is
Yeah, he does all that
filed and
nice.
Yeah,
It's important.
He deals with the clients and like all like emails, and his rapport with clients is amazing, and it's very organized.
yeah.
How do you guys answer the phone? Like, it's always loud. He answers
Oh,
the
I'm
phone.
not always on
the
site.
site,
so,
okay.
Yeah, even if it is, I'll just walk to the
It's almost
truck.
like you need a church bell, attached to the phone.
Yeah.
For it to go. What's your favorite curse word?
Look, I always say cocksucker motherfucker.
It is one word.
Yeah, it's a cocksucker motherfucker. But I'll like if I fuck something up, like if I break something, I'm like cocksucker motherfucker.
Yeah, you can see it. You can see it in his face.
Yours is the same. What's your favorite vehicle in the entire world?
I like my boxy cars. I like them like a G class.
I like my bikes, my motorcycles.
Which one?
I have an FZ07.
How many plural? How many bikes you got?
Oh, I only have one.
Oh, okay. I thought you like your
like-
bikes. I was
yeah.
like,
No,
my
no.
goal is to get 7, one for each day of the week.
No,
Oh,
this
do
is
you ride?
I got one.
I had 2. I sold them both.
Why? You need the G wagon.
Well, I don't have a G wagon either. No, honestly, it's so dangerous, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
The bikes aren't dangerous. The people around
Yeah,
the bikes
that's
are
dangerous.
dangerous.
That's
okay,
dangerous.
I've been in my share of, but
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
still here. But
Yeah.
I will always love bikes. I don't like
Yeah.
Vespas. I don't like scooters.
I like scooters too.
His dad's got a scooter. His
yeah,
dad-
they're fun.
His
You
dad-
go grocery shopping.
His dad used to wear like knee plates so that when he would go really low, it would
when he
create
was at the
sparks.
track.
It would create sparks.
That's on the track.
Yeah. Well, not on a Vespa, like on a sports bike.
Say,
No.
If you can do that on
No,
a Vespa,
Just
the
like
whole
dropping
field
in the
area.
Yeah, he went from that to like he had like a little doggy backpack and he was on his Vespa with like
PCX 150 Honda.
Yeah, it's cute.
Yeah,
To get up to 100 kilometers on it. Yeah.
That makes sense. What do you guys miss from your childhood?
honestly sleep and like not working just
Summers when you were a kid. It's not like that.
Summers were
no,
short.
there's like no responsibility. Just fucking watch TV. You're like, oh man, I love watching.
I know. Not a worry. What profession other than your own would you guys like to attempt? I know off mic before we got started, you're a teacher as well too, right?
Yeah,
Which is
yeah.
great.
Yeah.
So, but profession wise,
Me, what really like is wild to me is the guys that do those crazy woodworking. I love that. The guys that do, and even like those guys that make those awesome tables, like those resin tables. That stuff is cool, especially if you can do something really unique with that. I want to somehow incorporate that into the hardscaping stuff with like that gravel binding product. So if we create, that's why I was trying to get that river. That's where I kind of got the idea from.
Yeah.
So I want to cut in rivers and maybe put in like broken glass, but like not that's touching the surface, but just to create that kind of sparkle.
coloring kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then cover that with like a permeable resin. It would be awesome.
I think is it UV protected now, epoxies? Or I think there are, the guys were telling me.
Yeah. Well, even like, yeah. So
I think you can
this
use them
gravel
outside.
binding. Yeah. This gravel
Yeah.
binding stuff it just coats the product, right? And then that's what creates, it's not fully solid. And that's all like resin based.
Well, you guys never get splinters.
Yeah. Well, we work with wood, man.
Yeah, I was about to say,
We work with-
yeah.
we get splinters.
Yeah, you still get stuff.
I want to be like I don't know
Like
if
bending
you saw,
wood kind of carpenter.
like bending wood, or
That's
like
cool.
creating like I know Joe Rogan at he's got at his comedy club. He's got a table that the guy took it out of a big log and he cut it down into a table with like an alligator coming out.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, I totally saw that. That's insane.
So crazy.
I know.
So
What would you?
cool.
I want to be a skilled carpenter or a musician, I think.
That's funny. Two stone guys want to get into wood.
Hey, it's
Grass
just
is always greener.
yeah.
What profession you guys do not want to do?
Profession?
Yeah.
Do I not want to do?
There's nothing that comes to mind.
No, there's a lot. I guess like sanitation. I'm not into it.
I don't know. I think I'd...
You'd be you get into the sanitation department.
Cleaning, man. I'd love to clean.
It's
Sometimes I see the plumbers online.
It's a Filipino in him.
I can't help it.
Sometimes I see the plumbers doing cleaning, like unclogging shit in restaurants or hotels.
Yes.
I'm like, I don't
Right.
do that one, man.
Yeah.
I don't want to find out what's going to be blocking anything there,
Yeah.
right? But they do it. They love it.
They love it. Yeah.
So what's yours? No, you don't want to do?
I don't know. I don't think I'd be a good TV host.
Nah. It'd be okay. TV host.
I don't know.
I don't know. I think Vanna's still working. You could turn letters. You want to turn letters?
I can do that. Yeah.
Last question. If heaven exists, what would you guys like to hear God say when you arrive at those pearly gates?
I was gonna say you were wrong. But I forgive you.
Let's sit down. We got to talk.
What? I guess maybe an explanation.
Let's begin. That kind of idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Guys,
How much time do we have?
Pleasure having you on the show. Thank
Yeah, it
you
was
so much
awesome.
for making the time, and I'm glad we snuck it in between snow. And
Yeah, I've had a lot of fun.
looking forward to see what's going to happen in the spring, and new ideas are going to come out there. And let me know what else you guys are planning and shit. Love to come by and take a look at it sometime. and
Awesome.
say
Yeah,
hi,
for
guys
sure.
and shit. So thanks so much. I appreciate it, man.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for having us.
All right, thanks. We're out of here, Angelina.